All right. Made a lot of progress on a lot of different stuff. Just waiting for fuel cells so I can get that mounted. Then I can figure out where I'm gonna mount everything else in there. I did re-drill this hub for this wheel. All the bolts had to be re-drilled in it. But so now this is all done. The fly-by-wire throttle package, that's from Mini Jet, and the original Sea-Doo harness, or the like the actuator harness, just mounts right inside, so that's pretty nice. I didn't want to wreck the steering wheel because it's super rare, so I just built a little bracket underneath. So there we have throttle, pretty good positioning. And that is going to be my momentary switch for the brake and reverse. So that IBR that we're going to modify, all the parts are at the machine shop right now. I've got to just get something machined for it, but that'll be my brakes for the boat. And then, so you just press it down, hold it as long as you want it to hold the reverse bucket down, and then it'll just pop back up when you release the button. That being said, I finally got my bracket from Fickle Fab, and he makes this bracket to adapt the factory Sea-Doo Wake reverse bucket. So that's got full trim, full steering, and yeah, he's got this thing dialed right in. The only thing I don't like about this bucket is it just shoots the water straight back towards the transom. So I'm actually gonna modify, I'm gonna run it for this season, see how it does, but I'm gonna modify it and with some 3-inch 90-degree aluminum elbows, cut this up and point them down. So that'll make that setup work a lot more efficiently. And now I'm working on my trim. So I may have mentioned before, I'm doing a custom trim setup, very similar to the Southern Jet trim. So here I have a 4-foot cable. I think Southern Jet's is 3 foot. I found they're a little bit short. So I found this on eBay. I think it was like $56 or something. And this actuator is from Amazon. I think this is another 40 or 50 bucks. It's got like 400 pounds of, it's got a stroke of 2 inches, which is the same as Southern Jet's stroke. And yeah, it doesn't say. I think it's got like 400 pounds of force to it though, 300 or 400. Anyway, the cable has 3 inches of stroke. I think the trim nozzle has like 2 1/4. So the idea behind this is build a box around it. If this is here mounted, I'm going to build a little bracket to mount this. Then when your trim is actuated, maybe it's backwards, try it again. That will go down, in turn, and that's all 2 inches. And then that'll in turn bring that down, pushing your trim bucket up or down. That's the idea. I'm gonna get started building a box around it and then have a tab coming off so I can mount it to the transom. And yeah, let's go. Okay, here's my idea. I haven't started really designing the box yet. I'm going to build the bracket that's going to hold the cable. So I'm going to cut this out, leave this. I'm also going to trim off the back so it doesn't need to be that long because it only needs to be that long. That's bottomed out. So throw that guy in there. It's going to be bolted down right there. And then the cable, I will remove this guy And then that will bolt right there like that. Right through, like a double nut style. And that will sandwich that. When that goes in and out, it will pull the cable in or push the cable out. Alright, let's get set. Alright, I got this thing dialed in. Little bracket. So this is tapped 1/4 underneath. And then, yeah, sandwiched that. Probably use a little blue Loctite in there. Yeah, so we're on the battery. So you just run like a toggle switch. And switch the polarity, and yeah, so this will pull out. Two inches, and then push back in. There you have it. Now I just got to build a box around it to bolt that in, and then this bulkhead nut will bolt to the inside of the box. And that's that. Alright, that was a bit of a pain in the ass to form up because of this outside lip, that flange that I can bolt it to something else. So these are a little rounded on that brake, but that's where it's gonna live. Just in there like that. I have to drill a hole right here, and that'll be the bulkhead for my cable. It'll hang out just like that, and then that will bolt through that bracket up there. I also have to weld in a little block underneath here and drill and tap that, because that is exactly 1/2 inch up, and that will mount that in place, and then it is done. Depending on if this has movement at all, I might have to put in a block sort of across the whole bottom so that it can't like swivel. And I may have to put a little tab here and a little tab there just to keep this in line so it doesn't move. But we'll see. All right, boys and girls, I am really stoked on this, how it turned out. Looks friggin' amazing. I just need one longer bolt to hold the actuator in. Just this guy. I don't have any 1/4-20 bolts that are any longer than that. Either way, that is situated, and let's fire it up. All right. Do. Made sure I'm not bottoming out here with the bracket before the actuator gets all the way in. Let's go back out. And that is right in line. It's like just shy of bottoming out there. So it's just enough room. So I'm gonna drill a couple holes here, and then I can mount it to a plate, a backing plate or whatnot. Mount it to just a couple brackets in the transom. I'm gonna probably put it like right underneath this cap here, so that way it'll never see water anyway. And then it'll come down and around and out. So that is that. All welded up. Oh yeah, that bolt, I'm gonna just bolt it straight through. But I will probably use a countersunk head, and then that'll just sit flush. Because there is 7/16 of material right there. So that is that. If anybody wants to know the parts, actually I'll list them anyway. I'll list this actuator and I'll list the cable. The cable was from eBay. The actuator was Amazon Canada, so .ca. And then the switch, the dual polarity switch I'm gonna use is from Amazon as well. Comes with some pigtails, on, off, on, and it's a double switch. So on, that'll go one way, then that'll go the other way. All right, and it's got some of them have 6 prongs on the back, but this one has been like fused together on both those sides. So you'll really only need your negatives and your power up and power down. All right. And then that will run. Yeah, so your negative, and then this is power to one way, power to the other way. And that's it. All right, bro. It's all finished up. Fabricated. Check this out. Oh, it doesn't work. Shit. Turn the polarity. There we go. And then back out. Fucking right. It works. And that's the box it's sitting in. I still need a bolt to just bolt the pump down, or the actuator down, but yeah, that's that. There's trim.